Hello. So today I'm going to be building the Phoenix from Kingdom Death, and it's a massive monster that has quite a few parts. Like that's one of its wings, the other wing there. So you can imagine those two wings together, the kind of wingspan that it's got. You can't because you can't see what I'm looking at. The kind of wingspan that it's got. It's a fucking huge monster. And the other kind of fun / annoying thing about it is that it has all these little holes for, where are they? These hands here. So all these little hands go in all these little holes. So I'm going to do a bit of that today and let you see. I'm following the official guide on the Kingdom Death website. So that's build.kingdomdeath.com, I believe. Let me just check. build.kingdomdeath.com/Phoenix for this particular animal. Perfect. I'm using a bit of a different camera setup, so I'm just checking it's still in frame. So I'm going to start off with this big piece with this round hole in it because it's the easiest one to do. It only has one part that needs a hand, which is this weird hole-shaped part here. Looks a bit ominous. But it'll look cooler once we've got the thing in it. So, using the same snippers I used for my Gundams, just going to snip that off. Maybe give it the quickest sand. Because I think all these flush parts are going to be glued to other flush parts, so they need to be, I mean, not super flat, but flat enough to where they're not going to stick out too much. The glue that I'm using is the Tamiya cement, so it doesn't actually, like usually if you're gluing something you probably rough it up first so that it adheres better, but the Tamiya stuff actually melts the plastic and kind of cures, so it doesn't actually matter if it's got as much surface area to adhere to. I'm just going to use these to take the extra off, so I'm not quite cut it flush. These big parts aren't necessarily as important, but when we get on the smaller hand parts, that's going to be a bit of a bugger because they'll obviously need to be the right size to fit in to that wee hole there. Should maybe swap the camera around so it's closer to me because the actual aperture is over here and the middle of the camera is here, so if I put something in the middle of the camera you can't see it, but if I have to move it over there. Oh well. What I'll probably do is do the first one fairly slow, and then I can start speeding stuff up from there. So for reference, it's part 20, which is the circular part that goes in the wee circular hole. Let's just do a fit in. In terms of orientation, oh shit, it appears there's a hand that's kind of a bit flatter than the other ones, this one here. Oh, I might have actually cut the thumb off that one, or did I? Nah, just looks like there's no thumb on it. Cool. I think that for orientation there is probably good enough. The hole's quite loose as well, here, so it doesn't look like you need to be particularly precise with it. So I'm just going to take my and that's it all in already. So that'll take, I don't know, like 15 minutes to dry, but that's the only hand part on there, I think. Just looking at the I'd like to point out that the official guide for this is absolutely basically useless, because all it does is show you all the hands, which is, I mean, it's not hard to figure out where the hands are. They're all together on the thing, and then it shows you the wings, and then you have to kind of guess which wing goes in which spot. I think I'll probably just show you now. So we're going on a little journey. Go. So yeah, that's my finger. So yeah, I don't know if you can see that there. Oh fuck, that's not going to work. There's all the so yeah, it's just like, oh, where does that wing go? Does it go in there? Does it go in there? Well, it doesn't go in there because there's no spaces for it, but you know, not really clear what goes where. Little lines or something like that would be quite handy. Anyway, oh, right, I'll probably need to edit out the part where I went vertical there, because that's going to look weird. But cool, that's the first part. The first part done. I'm going to cut out one of the other wings and then we'll catch back up. Alright, cheers. Okay, it's like mea culpa, because I've just realised if you scroll further down that page that I was showing earlier, it shows you exactly where to stick all the hands on the wings. So, sorry. So I'm going to go do that now. The build guide seems to indicate that it wants you to build the majority of the model and then stick all the hands on, which actually I might do that, but then when it comes to the wings, I'll just stick all the hands on the wings and then put those together. So yeah, alright. As per the instructions, this is stage 1, so it's this part with the spines in it, this part without the spines in it, and they slot together like this. And I'm just going to glue them now. So on some of these parts of step 2, the kind of mold lines where you're removing it from the what are they called again? This stuff. The oh Christ, what is it called? Well, anyway, so this one's on like a curve, which is a bit of a nightmare to get at. This one was actually pretty difficult as well, because it was actually attached on 2 flat edges, so it was attached there and attached there. I just snipped it a bit and then sanded it down, as you can see, because it's going to be on the inside. A lot of sins will be forgiven, but you know, just thought I'd point that out. So this is step 2, so it's these 2 parts here, which I believe go like this. It's quite snug. This, and then attached to the back of the bit from step 1, so this part here, like so. This part's still drying, so probably won't stick that in. Oh, sorry, could you see that? Probably won't stick that in quite yet. But I'm going to pause you again, glue this, and then we'll see where we are. Right, so that's glued in now. I'm going to wait a minute or two and then going to glue all this stuff onto the back of here, like this. So that's these 2 parts here, and then that'll be step 2 complete. Right, oh, I'm now holding this while it dries. What I find is there's a little bit you can just grab onto there and push it in. And I'm just going to push that in for maybe about a minute or so until it kind of, after about a minute, it'll you know, sort of adhere, and you should be okay to set it down and let it dry properly. Oh, the smell of this glue is pretty strong. It does say on the packaging that you're meant to do it in a well ventilated area, which I don't do. It's not a particularly poorly ventilated area, it's just not, you know, I don't have an extractor fan or whatever. But I don't think it's quite that bad. Cool. I was just using the timer on this video to wait till it was a minute so I could put it down. So, right, we'll catch back up on step 3. So I had a little bit of a concern there that it wasn't all going to fit together. So I went ahead and cut out the next couple of parts. So I've done all the way up to step 3 just to make sure everything goes together, and it does, which is good. So that's the, what would that be? The right leg. And then there's the back piece and left leg. So I'm going to go ahead, stick this back piece on, and then I'll give the other 2 parts. I'll get the other 2 parts stuck on once this dries, which might take a little bit of time. Okay, doke. So because I stuck the hand there to start off with, we're now on, well, this is complete as of step 5. Starting to notice a couple of small issues, mostly, I don't know if you can see that, but there's quite a big gap there, which I don't think is down to anything that I've done. I think it's just been, maybe when it was cast there was a little bit of a gap. This underneath might have been me though. There's a bit of a gap there, a bit of a gap there. I think you can get over that if you kind of apply a bit too much glue, and then if you see there, I put a bit too much glue in. There was a bit of a gap there, but it's kind of fused up. It's probably a bit too difficult to see there. Yeah, maybe there in that light. Yeah, so right there, there's a join, but it's totally fused, whereas on the other side, quite a noticeable gap, but if you follow it around, there's nothing on that side, and that's just because I've put too much glue on that particular side, which is fine. There's no such thing as mistakes, there's just happy accidents, as a great artist once said. So I'm going to continue on with the rest of the kind of main body construction. I think I'll probably get up to the point where I would put on the wings and then just stop there for the while, for a time. The real reason I'm doing this model is because I was getting sick and tired of not being able to close the miniatures box. There's a box that all the miniatures come in for Kingdom Death, and obviously when I got it I took them all out to have a quick look at them, and ever since then, because the Phoenix is so large, I've never been able to properly close that box since, because obviously I've not put it back the exact same way it was packed. So this one being so big and having such irregular shapes, it's just never gone back in the box properly. So alright, well, I'll catch you back up in a minute. Okay doke, I've got all the bits for the base. I'm going to do this in a slightly different order than it suggests in the build guide. What you're meant to do first is glue that part onto that part, like that, and then these parts onto this. While it's already attached to the rest of the model, which doesn't make any sense to me. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to build this base part up first and then attach it to the rest of the model, because it seems like it would be way easier to do it that way. So These parts are a little bit difficult to find in the on the sprues. It's that guy. This guy with the two hands, which is pretty easy to find. This guy here. This long-ish piece. They're all kind of knobbly, so it's a little bit easier to find. Alright, I'll glue those all on and then we'll see how it goes. A wee bit of an experiment. Okay, so I've just completed step 8, which is putting these two face parts on the front here. So that and that. It's a little bit hard to tell from the picture which parts it was, because it only shows you this one here. The other one's pretty similar, to be fair, and once you put them over the top, it kind of makes sense because it follows the line of the neck out. Right, so I'm going to go and finish the rest of the head now. So, looking at step 9, which is this creepy face. I've just cut ahead and grabbed the next couple of parts because they fit around this creepy head, and just realised that this head kind of has a lot of play. It doesn't really, it's a bit difficult to tell where it fits. Oh, that's it, ran across the desk. But you basically want to wedge it in here, not fucking drop it about 5 times. Wedge it in here and like push it as far up as you can, because this top part, there's a little groove at the top there, and this fits into that snugly. So, but only when it's pushed, sort of almost as far up as it'll go. So you might want to have this other bit on hand so you can just adjust where this head's going to rest while you're putting it in, which is what I'm intending to do right now. So I'll cut back and let you see. So probably my suggestion to you would be to put these two parts on in fairly rapid succession. Just make sure you get a tight fit. It's tight like a tiger, but it's not a tiger at all. It's some kind of phoenix griffin thing. Alright, I'm going to put the bottom half of the jaw on next. That part didn't seem particularly, it doesn't jut against the face or anything like that, so it's a little bit more freeform. So we are on step 11, for those who are counting. And step 11 is this weird fucking billy goat's beard thing that I've just stuck on. It's a little bit precarious, and I've literally just stuck it down, so I'm going to try and make sure nothing presses down on it. There's also a weird sort of wispy beard thing that comes out the front there. It's these two parts here, which you can't really see because the light's not great. There's two parts there. Some long wispy bits. Kind of makes it look like a Kung Fu master or something like that. So I'm gonna maybe leave those off for the time being, and then maybe put them on later if I feel like it. But I don't see it. I think that it also adds a lot of like quite a flimsy part, because they pop out of the mouth there, kind of wisp down here, and it looks quite flimsy. So a bit worried about it breaking off or something like that. So I'm just gonna leave those off for now. You can always come back and stick them back on. It's just a little bit of glue. So, alright. So I've just stuck the feet onto the base there. Was a little bit tricky because I found that it kept tilting when I was trying to hold them in, so I had to quickly re-glue it when it flipped off, and then I've just stuck a little bit extra glue across the top of the legs there, just where the join is, to make sure that it's super tight, because that's basically going to hold the weight for the entire model on that one part. It'd be good if it was more, I don't know, if it was more sort of like locked in or something like that, but I'm sure it will hold. I certainly won't be for a lack of glue anyway. So I'm just going to leave that to dry. I'm going to leave that completely off of any pressure for the time being while it does, because it's a pretty crucial join there. Righto, that's step 13, yeah. So that's the two arms at the front there attached. Pretty straightforward, to be fair. And that's everything done bar the wings, so I'm gonna cut this for now and then do a separate video on the wings, but so far it's so good. Looks alright. See you next time. Good evening, or good morning, or whenever you're watching this. So as you can see, I've finished off the Phoenix model. So it might be difficult to see, but there's little hands all the way up here, and there's something like 27 across the two wings, and they're all individually glued in. So they're a real fucker. There's some of them that I don't think I got in particularly well, but kind of if you put enough glue in there, it doesn't really matter. So I would watch out for that. You know, it's not necessarily going to be the case that the holes provided sort of adequately grip onto it or make it obvious which way you're meant to have it in, but I think it looks okay. I'll need to obviously paint it and stuff like that at some point. So I don't know if you can see the kind of square hole part there. That's where the weird wispy beard thing goes that I'm not gonna put in just now. So I'll probably leave that the way it is. I think it looks okay. And also, once everything else is painted, it'll probably draw the eye away from it. But yeah, all these little hands at the front there look pretty cool, actually. So it's a nightmare to get them all stuck on, but once you do, it does look pretty smart. But that's it, and then I've just stuck the two wings on there. They just attach at those points there. What I would definitely recommend is before you stick any of these parts on, or even the wings, is just do a dry fit on everything and try and figure out the orientation that you're going to go for and all that kind of stuff, because well, that's what I did for all this, and it made it, you know, way easier. Especially in a couple of instances where I did the dry fit and figured out I hadn't shaved enough off or sanded it down enough to get a good clean fit. So I'd highly recommend that if you're planning to build this yourself. But that's it. I'm gonna obviously put it on a base and all that kind of stuff, but it does actually, once you've got it built, it will kind of freestand by itself, which is pretty good. Sort of before it was tilting over, but I think with the wings it's kind of centers the weight a bit. But that's it. Sorry I didn't film me doing all the bits with the hands on the arms, on the wings, but it would actually just be a bit tedious to watch, and definitely tedious for me flicking back and forth between hitting record and putting another one on. The guide is pretty good, but it could be a bit better about showing the orientation and stuff like that. But, you know, it is what it is. Alright, well, if you've got any questions, hit me up in the comments, but that's pretty much me. Alright, thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.